So I'm glad you're here. I'm stoked that you're interested in this subject matter, although I'm not surprised at all because our community, mountain bikers in general, are really competent when it comes to trails and understanding the sustainability aspects of trails, understanding the experience of trails. And your faculty here this morning, Rich and Chris in particular, are really knowledgeable in this area. They have literally global experience in what they're going to be talking to you about. I don't think I can overstate it. You're going to be listening to and having the facilitation of probably some of the world's most knowledgeable trail experts that there are. That's a pretty special thing. It sounds a little self-serving because they work for IMBA, but it honestly is true. So soak that in. Our success as a national organizing body is very much hinged on your success. So this kind of training is a no-brainer, and we're going to do a lot more of this kind of training. What's our next training? We have one more this year that we'll do.
I'll talk about it after.
Awesome. Carrie will talk to you about it. Thanks to Carrie and her team for doing a lot of the organizing and the logistics of all this. So the last thing I want to say is just more big picture. Doing all this training doesn't mean that, let's say we could do these 3 trainings we're doing this year for every single chapter in the country, in the world for that matter. And that might take us 5 years. So in 5 years, are we done? No way, we'll just start over again. Which is to say, our mission and how we achieve our mission, it'll never be over. So any one of us that think, well, if when we hit the home run in terms of our advocacy, and every land manager out there loves mountain biking and embraces it, we're done. And we can shutter the doors at IMBA and we can all go home and you don't have to volunteer anymore. I don't think that day will ever come, to be honest with you. Even if we had land managers like I described. Why is that? Because what we enjoy in mountain biking is largely experienced on public land. And public lands means, by definition, the public owns it. And the public has a say and aspirations for how that land is used. And as long as we have that kind of democratic approach to our lands, there will always be competing interests and conflicts. And I don't mean conflicts in the sense of trail conflicts. I mean in a much broader sense of how that land is used or not used. We, as mountain bikers, as recreational enthusiasts, will always have to be advocating for what we want in terms of open space, conservation areas that also allow access for mountain biking. The day of this is a real downer, huh? But that day is just not going to come in the world where lands are suddenly just wide open. We'll always have to be advocates. And so there will always have to be an organization. And I think IMBA, while it'll evolve and change, and we will always have to be organized with a national body that connects to what's going on locally and strengthen that as much as possible.